The WNBA tried to capitalize on her popularity and crammed a lot of games in over a short amount of time, playing against the best teams in the WNBA.
Those relative season tickets now?
I mean, we might have to.
Those are pretty expensive.
We'll make sure the
our
Fever gets
salaries,
working on that.
our salaries, it's like our entire salary to get those.
The landscape of the WNBA is currently dominated by Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever's point guard, whose presence commands considerable attention. She has consistently captured headlines, not solely for her extraordinary, visually stunning basketball prowess, though those moments undeniably merit recognition. This 22-year-old rookie has rapidly established herself, bringing a fierce competitive drive and arguably some provocative statements that have created notable stirrings across the league. Her involvement transcends mere participation. She actively shapes narratives and challenges conventions wherever she appears, solidifying her status as a crucial focus point for both her impressive athletic skill and her assertive public demeanor.
It's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding.
We'll have someone work on that for sure.
We need people.
Following her conspicuous omission from the U.S. Olympic women's basketball roster, Clark opted for a period of deliberate withdrawal. She engaged in a necessary hiatus, stepping back from public scrutiny to revitalize her mental state and intensely hone her already impressive abilities. This calculated break has visibly yielded positive results, as her performances since rejoining have showcased an enhanced intensity and proficiency, indicating a significant elevation in her gameplay. It suggests that a strategic pause effectively amplified her capabilities.
Caitlin Clark now has the rookie record, the history of the WNBA, as she's now going to try to set the all-time record, but 12 games to go.
Regarding her recent play, Clark delivered an exceptional 9 assists in a single game last Sunday, a standout achievement that contributed to a larger milestone. This individual effort elevated her seasonal assist count to an astonishing 232, establishing a new WNBA rookie record. Consider the significance. A first-year player so swiftly imprinting her legacy in the league's annals with such a dominant playmaking exhibit. It highlights her immediate profound influence, demonstrating her capacity to orchestrate and improve her team's offensive strategies.
You're going to continue to see, like 2000, this is a big deal in Indiana, 225% increase in corporate partnerships. You know, every season ticket is sold out. Listen to this one. Concession sales. I like this one in particular, Charlie. 2,826 gallons of beer have been sold.
Wow.
Draft beer. That's an increase of 740%. Hot dog sales up 300%.
The accumulation of records shows no sign of abating, as Caitlin Clark demonstrates an unrelenting drive. She is currently on a path that suggests she will decisively eclipse Alyssa Thomas's prior year record of 316 assists. However, these statistical milestones represent merely a fraction of her story, as significant events also manifest beyond the official tallies. Envision this scene during a critical third quarter after a failed shot. Clark, gripped by undeniable frustration, impacted the base of the basket. This immediate action led to a technical foul, with officials admonishing her behavior as disrespectful to the spirit of basketball. Yet Clark, true to form, perceived the situation differently, swiftly countering that her frustration was internal, unrelated to her team or opposing players, but rather a byproduct of her competitive nature and a belief she should have converted more shots. This reveals a quintessential athletic mindset. Even more compellingly, she subsequently expressed gratitude to the referee for the technical foul, attributing it to a heightened motivation to excel. This exemplifies her capacity to convert adversity into advantage. However, her most astonishing and unanticipated remark came during a post-game media session, after her Fever teammate, Lexi Hull, achieved a career-best 22 points in a victory against the Seattle Storm, and was posed a question about securing season tickets for her family. Clark, without hesitation, intervened with a statement that reverberated widely. "Those are pretty expensive. It's like our entire salary to get those. I'm not kidding. We need people to help." This moment was strikingly direct, almost uncomfortably honest, offering an unvarnished glimpse into the financial realities of WNBA player compensation.
But making really peanuts, Dan, when meanwhile this is the reason why everybody's tuning into the WNBA. Caitlin Clark, just on her own, making $76,000 a year, which I mean, she's making tons of other money in endorsements, but when you look at male athletes, something that I think a lot of them tend to make a habit of is they say, okay, I'm going to spend my paycheck or my salary rather, and I'm going to use that to fund my lifestyle. And I'm going to set aside my endorsement money. I'm going to put that in the bank. I'm going to invest that money. But for these WNBA players, if all you're making is $76,000, you've got to dig into those endorsement dollars to fund a lifestyle. And I'm not just talking about a lavish lifestyle. I'm just talking about a normal lifestyle, which costs even more these days thanks to
Her recent candid statements, particularly concerning ticket costs, powerfully underscore Caitlin Clark's readiness to express her views and assert her influence not merely through her exceptional play, but also through her courageous off-court declarations. These comments gained further weight when contrasted with the concrete terms of her initial professional agreement. Her foundational rookie compensation is a remarkably low $6,595, with her 4-year deal accumulating to $38,000. This stark financial reality persists despite her securing multi-million-dollar endorsement deals. Consequently, while she is a significant commercial asset, her observations on base salary undeniably ignited widespread discussion regarding player remuneration within the league, emphasizing the notable gap between her marketing income and her actual WNBA earning.
WNBA is becoming popular enough to increase salaries. You know, that's what the NBA does, and the NFL. They increase their salary cap. One of the things that's interesting, the financials of the Indiana Fever, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a 1,193% increase in jersey sales with the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark.
It is essential to acknowledge that WNBA player salaries are not independently determined by teams or athletes. Instead, they are rigidly governed by the league's collective bargaining agreement, CBA, instituted in This framework, while intended for player protection, also imposes salary limitations and structures directly influencing the income athletes, like Clark, can derive from their game performance. Nevertheless, a significant development is underway, largely attributable to Clark's rapid ascent and growing celebrity. The league's supply and demand equilibrium is undergoing a noticeable transformation. A pronounced shift favoring the players is becoming evident, suggesting their inherent worth and commercial appeal are gaining broader appreciation, potentially setting the stage for forthcoming adjustments in player remuneration.
There's a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
For most WNBA athletes, substantial endorsement deals are rare, positioning Caitlin Clark's circumstances as distinctly singular. Despite this, Clark is fully anticipated to sustain her remarkable progression, breaking further records, attracting additional endorsements, accumulating wealth, and consistently generating news, a clear indicator of her inherent skill in developing renown. Regarding her peers, she has demonstrated unwavering support for Lexi Hull, even playfully suggesting her social media might become a fan page, showcasing genuine team spirit. A previous comment, "I earned it," which is why I'm so proud of it. It's incredible what a month off can do to revitalize, though seemingly disparate, underscores the profound value of athletic recuperation and possibly a broader sentiment among players. Furthermore, despite potentially strong performances in other weeks, Clark was enthusiastically recognized as the AP Player of the Week. This distinction, bestowed by the Associated Press rather than the WNBA, lends a particular authority and reinforces her overall influence. However, a degree of internal reservation exists, as Kelsey Mitchell in this assessment presented a compelling argument for deserving this week's esteemed honor, rendering the choice genuinely challenging.
Higher Fever payroll is $1.2 million.
Less.
That is less than the minimum salary for a single NBA player with a year's experience. So the women have the headlines, they have the fans, they have the viewers. When the hell are they going to get paid?
The franchise finds considerable pride in the Fever's current status as the league's sole team with multiple Player of the Week honorees this season, underscoring the profound talent depth within their squad. Although Clark's accolade is unquestionably earned, reflecting her clear influence and sustained elite performance, it's also important to acknowledge Kelsey Mitchell's significant input. Her consecutive stellar showings during this time frame robustly demonstrated her innate talent, steadfast resolve, and remarkable fortitude, particularly given prior week's uncertainties regarding her position. Mitchell exudes immense self-assurance and has been an indispensable cornerstone for the Fever throughout this season. Ideally, Mitchell would have been recognized this week, an acknowledgement that would have celebrated her exceptional ability and highlighted her substantial growth and critical contributions to the team's achievements.
Kelsey Mitchell was huge in that fourth quarter. You and her combined for 10 threes. How important of a role did she play in closing this game out?
Chelsea was awesome. I mean, she just steps up in big moments. That's just what she's done. She's done it all year, and I'm really happy for her.
Kelsey Mitchell has consistently delivered formidable performances throughout the season, solidifying perceptions of her exceptional abilities, even if a personal preference for her to receive this week's award existed. Nonetheless, the profound season-long impact and transformative influence of Clark on the sport as a whole are indisputable. Transitioning to the WNBA's pinnacle individual recognition, Caitlin Clark is improbable to secure the official Rookie of the Year title. Her participation in only 2 opening week games places her at a statistical disadvantage for full season accolades. Though she is undeniably a star and perhaps the league's most prominent figure currently, that specific honor is unlikely to be hers. On a positive note for the Fever, Kelsey Mitchell's official retention by the team ensures her security, given her stellar ongoing performance. Her departure is inconceivable within the team's 6-player allowance. It is imperative to cease the Rookie of the Year discussion surrounding Angel Reese. Such comparisons are unjust. Reese has performed commendably, displaying impressive statistics and significant influence, for example, against the Mercury. However, juxtaposing her with a player clearly among the WNBA's elite, Caitlin Clark subjects her commendable efforts to undue scrutiny, particularly when evaluating first-year talent. While Reese's play ranks among the season's best, directly equating her to Caitlin Clark is inaccurate and disingenuous, considering their differing roles and impact. A reference from Tammy regarding rookie deloading and mojo now gains clarity within the framework of player confidence and developmental trajectories. Ultimately, the discourse will extend beyond Clark's potential Rookie of the Year win, encompassing her standing among the WNBA's all-time great rookies. While she may not attain the singular MVP status achieved by Candace Parker in her debut year, it is entirely plausible to contend that Clark's season is remarkably comparable. It is crucial to note that Parker's stellar rookie season lacked a challenger of A'ja Wilson's caliber. Clark could conceivably conclude the season as MVP runner-up in what many consider a truly exceptional regular season performance. Future historical analyses will likely focus on Maya Moore and Caitlin Clark. Clark is projected to lead in numerous key statistics, while Moore's undeniable role in a championship team will be central to that discussion. Both A'ja Wilson and Breanna Stewart unequivocally rank among the world's foremost players. If the sole criterion were the current best player, A'ja Wilson would likely claim that distinction. However, a more nuanced view suggests the gap between her and Stewart is less substantial than often perceived. Indeed, were Stewart not experiencing a slight downturn and performing more consistently, the contest for that top position would be considerably tighter. It is also noteworthy that although A'ja registers more points than Stewart, some of her scoring appears to occur with greater ease or within a facilitating system. For instance, early in the season when A'ja's team maintained an average 6-6 record, her individual scoring did not correlate as strongly with immediate team success as one might anticipate. Despite this, A'ja remains unequivocally the superior player, though the margin is far narrower than often appears from afar. Observing these athletes increasingly reveals not merely a 2-player hierarchy with a third trailing, but a dynamic, ever-evolving landscape of profound talent.
Y'all see her, Caitlin Clark is getting the crowd and going. Y'all see Skylar Diggins speed up to make contact with her. Stop this. Y'all mad cause that corn-fed Iowa girl busting y'all ass. Y'all said she too weak. She can't do this. She lead the WNBA in assists. She cooking. Let her cook.
This latest Caitlin Clark situation in the WNBA has been getting a lot of attention lately, and I can see why. The underlying pettiness, jealousy, and animosity from some players towards her is really quite something, isn't it?
Seattle Storm, they pulled their starters so she couldn't get that double-digit assist record 3 consecutive games with at least 20 points and 10 or more assists. They pulled their starters, and then Skylar Diggins I think Smith, her last name, she bumped into her fed up. Let her cook. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'd have told Skylar Diggins, get your coat, your brim, and get on out of my gym.
We must confront a prominent issue. The WNBA's latest situation involving Caitlin Clark has garnered an immense level of recent scrutiny, a reaction that is entirely understandable. It is impossible to overlook the perceptible tension, interpreted by some as veiled envy or even animosity, emanating from certain other players toward her. This is a notable observation, far from a momentary occurrence. This subject is instigating vigorous discourse across digital platforms and sports analysis, compelling an examination of the intricate interactions present within the league.
She cutting ass. Help her. Hey, she like a double-edged sword, Ocho. She cutting ass left and right.
Yep.
Both sides cutting ass. Wop, 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 wop.
Hey, hey, listen.
Cut them up.
She's doing well for herself. She's doing well for
Yes.
herself. I would like the ladies to welcome her with open arms, and what she brings to the table, what she brought to the WNBA is, as well as the other rookies that are playing well as well. I know Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese probably get most of the credit.
They do.
And all the news and headlines.
Yep.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing because they have a new fan and
However, this entire situation accomplishes more than simply instigating discussion. It powerfully illuminates a broader inherent systemic challenge within the league itself. This aspect is genuinely crucial for the progression of women's basketball. The league has recently finalized a substantial television agreement, initially valued at an impressive $200 million, with prospects of increasing to $260 million annually. This represents a significant triumph in principle, reflecting burgeoning interest and investment in the WNBA.
And last but not least, Caitlin Clark. Ladies, let me tell y'all something. You got to sit up there and pay attention to the rising tide. It lifts all boats. You can go out on the court and go at Caitlin Clark with the fierceness that your competitive juices demand. But in the process of doing that, you learn to love that girl. That girl went up in her press conference and said and spoke about flying commercial. They didn't sit up there and make this decision until after she said that. You understand? Now everybody want to sit up there and talk about, oh my God, why did it have to come to that? Damn it, forget all that. She did it. She didn't have to, but she did. She got her contract. She getting her bag. She got her endorsement deal, but she looked out before she's even played a regular season game as a professional WNBA player. She came in there and she already looked out and added a voice to the plight that these females have had to deal with inexcusable.
Nevertheless, an examination of viewership data unequivocally reveals the current focal point of audience attraction. Consider the pronounced difference. A recent Liberty vs. Aces matchup, featuring celebrated league stars such as Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart, secured merely 50-70-70-70 zivers during its CBS broadcast. In stark contrast, a Liberty vs. Mercury game, which included Clark's participation, astonishingly captivated 1.21 million viewers on ESPN. This significant disparity in audience figures is highly illustrative, clearly demonstrating the unparalleled, almost gravitational pull Caitlin Clark exerts on fan interest and the WNBA's overall public profile today.